Hello, I'm Matt Fedek with SoldByShortSale.com, Pennsylvania and Delaware's leading short sale specialist. And I want to welcome you to my website, where I get to spend a little bit of time every day sending out some information to you about short sales, avoiding foreclosures, and all the funny terms that have come up in the real estate market since it began to crash in early 2008. One of the things I want to share with you today and I want to talk about is this: a deed in lieu of foreclosure, or walking away from your home and sending the keys to the bank. Have you ever been tempted? I'm sure you have. I'm sure that at some point, if you're struggling to pay your mortgage or owe more in your house than what it's worth, you thought, well, forget it. I'm just going to take the keys to my house, I'm going to mail them back to the bank, and the bank can do what they want with this house. Well, technically what you're saying is, Mr. Bank, take this house back. Well, they don't own it, so they can't really take it back, right? When you bought your home, the deed was given to you, and you gave the bank a mortgage on your home. Let me explain. That's exactly what happened. When you bought your home from whomever you bought it from, they gave you the deed. They said, okay, we've now been paid for our house. We give you the deed, and the deed goes in your name. But when you borrowed the money to pay the seller for your home, you gave a mortgage to the bank. A lot of people think you get a mortgage from the bank. Actually, technically, you give them. In other words, you give them the right to your property if you stop paying on the money, on the loan that they gave you. So you gave them a mortgage. Well, what people say is, hey, I can't pay this money back. I borrowed it, I can't pay it back, I'm upside down, I'm stuck, I'm struggling, and so just take it. Well, because you own it and they don't, there's a process that you have to go through. And one of those processes and a possibility is something called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. In other words, you actually sign the deed over to the bank. Now, that can be a good option for some folks, but let me explain to you this. When you do a deed in lieu of foreclosure, there often is no specific information shared about what happens with the unpaid balance, right? So say that you owe $300,000 on the home, and you give the bank the deed back. Now, what happens is no one's discussed anything at that point, the mortgage or the note. So the bank goes, and now they own it, they can resell it. Now say they can only sell it for $200,000. You're $100,000 upside down. Depending on the terms of your note, you may still owe them the $100,000 that's in arrears. Just because you gave them the house and didn't force them to go through foreclosure doesn't mean that they have given up their rights to the deficient balance or the unpaid balance of your note. So I want to challenge you with this. If you are tempted to take the keys for your home and throw them in the mail and send them back to the bank, stop. Just stop for a moment and get some really good advice. Either call an attorney or call me. Call me, I'm free and cheap. And if you're asking questions that I can't answer, I'll refer you to a well-known, respected real estate attorney. So don't worry about that. If you ask me for advice that I can't give, I'm going to refer you to somebody that can. But start with me, because I'm free. It's easy. But I want to share with you the process. If you want to get rid of your home by deed in lieu of foreclosure, I want to make sure you're protected and you don't get any surprises later. If you want to know more about avoiding foreclosure, deed in lieu of foreclosure, loan modification, and short sales in Pennsylvania and Delaware, call me. Go to my website, SoldByShortSale.com. Click or call, and I'll be happy to get right back to you and share with you as much information as I can. Hey, thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to talking to you.